The government borrowed an average of Kenya shillings 2.62 billion daily within 4 months this year as its appetite for loans to finance ambitious capital projects amid the COVID-19 pandemic continues. The borrowing comes despite warnings from the Bretton Woods institution, the International Monetary Fund (IMF), and the World Bank that the continued pile-up of public debt may prove a challenge to pay back. A document from the National Treasury tabled in the National Assembly yesterday shows that more than 322 trillion in 15 new loans was procured between May 1st and August 31st from various commercial and multilateral lenders. This means that the government procured Kenya shillings 887,308 an hour to finance the various projects, according to the National Treasury document. Of the 15 new loans, 12 are from multilateral lenders and 3 from bilateral lenders. The latest details come as the country's public debt grows to Kenya shillings 7.12 trillion, about 71.2% of the gross domestic product (GDP), against a ceiling of Kenya shillings 9 trillion. On Tuesday this week, National Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatan told the House Committee on Finance and National Planning that the missed revenue collection target brought about by COVID-19 pandemic present the government with no alternative but to borrow locally and externally to support the economy and other development projects. The Public Finance Management Act mandates the National Treasury to periodically update Parliament on the country's debt status. Mr. Yatan told the committee that with a deficit of about Kenya shillings 841 billion in the Kenya shilling 3 trillion budget for the current financial year, it means that the country will borrow more to bridge the gap. As of December last year, Kenya's public debt stood at Kenya shillings 6.2 trillion, despite concerns from the two Bretton Woods institutions. In May this year, Reuters reported that the IMF shifted Kenya's risk of debt distress to I from moderate because of the impact of the COVID-19 disease. Kenya, East Africa's economic giant, had a public debt at 61.7% of our GDP as at the end of 2019, an increase from 50.2% as at the end of 2015. In 2019, the World Bank warned Kenya against piling up more debt than the country can repay in the year that the Kenyan Parliament increased the country's debt ceiling to the numerical figure of Kenya shillings 9 trillion from 50% of the GDP. However, while appearing before the committee, Mr. Yatan was bullish that the pile-up of public debt will not overwhelm the country's ability to repay.